Whatever type of flame existed between us, I did not challenge the flame. I became the flame. I embodied the flame. We started. I kindled that flame and showed her that I felt it too. Whatever was meant by her reaction to me when she asked me to change my profile picture so that it was no longer the picture of her and I together, I tried to understand. I backed off and I believed. I was not afraid of what it meant. Even if I was not afraid of what it meant by her asking me to change my profile picture. Even if it meant that the flame was a figment of my imagination. If the flame was in my imagination, then the friendship, at the very least, must be a reality. Jeanett said she would get the tiles later when we met. As she said goodbye. I do not know this woman very well, but I do know that through her pictures and our interaction, she only asked me to change my profile picture. She didn't say anything about canceling our plans. I am strong enough to believe in a thread of gold to see where it leads, even if I discover it leads to nothing. I was trying to make sense of all the possibilities to balance on this thread of gold because of her because of her trip to Historia with the professional fishermen, and how each step that we took forward revealed so much more about what was happening between us, but also made it more complicated to understand. I was standing next to my car. At the Trolltunga trailhead parking lot, and I knew it was time to send Jeanett a message. I didn't care what would happen as a result. I sent her a picture of the selfie I took just after I finished, and all I said was, I did it. I just got back from Trolltunga and put my phone on my passenger seat. I made sure everything was in my car, and I left. I felt accomplished even after I sent Jeanett that message. I wasn't worried. I was at peace. I didn't know what to think. I was at peace with sending her this message, and I was not even expecting a response. She was in Historia, and I was going to continue to believe that she was not going to let me leave until she received the tiles. We had a tentative plan to go hiking on Wednesday after she returned. I knew that if I heard from her by Wednesday, either directly from her or if she was to respond to a message I would send her Tuesday, if there was no communication by then, I would have to leave. So I was content after I sent her the message telling her that I had finished the hike to Trolltunga. The sun was shining as I made my way down the enchanted gravel mountain road along above Tizido that takes you to the Trolltunga trailhead. The old boulders that mark the sides of the road are so interesting and classic Norway. You see them when you find yourself exploring back roads in Norway. As I drove back down to the fjord, I looked up the mountain valley I just came down. The sun was dropping faster, was dropping faster as my elevation lowered, bringing me closer to sea level. And I could feel the weight of the memory I created up above. Jeanett's sunshine hair forever frozen in my mind as the bright reflection off the ice of Ringdal's unmet. And the moment I stood on Trolltunga and tried to find the memory we recreated together, I knew it was in the direction. I stood on Trolltunga and the moment I stood on Trolltunga and tried to find the memory we created together, I knew was in the distance, on the other side of the mountain, that I was now driving back to. But in that moment, standing on Trolltunga, with the mirror ball above my head, the memory was so intense. The shadows changed the mood as I entered the little mountain valley of Teasydale, the mountain village of Teasydale. I see a cat sitting on the curb next to clumps of melted snow. It felt like an early spring day as I looked at the clumps of dirty snow melting, and it was March. I reached the main road, Route 13, and turned left. Soon I passed through a tunnel, then a second tunnel. Then I had a ride in Oben. I followed the road over the bridge and reached the hotel. There was an open spot to park right in front. I feel very good and accomplished. I was looking at my phone when suddenly someone sends me a message. And I see the familiar profile picture of Jeanett. She was not wearing her orange outfit at this time. It was her green shirt with orange letters. When she looked really sprightly. I couldn't believe she was sending me a message. I had actually momentarily forgot that I had sent her a message 15 minutes ago. I was not expecting to hear back from her. And like my head is a magnet, my face felt like it was being pulled into the phone when I read what she said. Since it was such a short message, the entire message appeared on my screen immediately. I wonder if she planned that so that I didn't have to open the message to read it. I froze as I read what she said. I read it again. My hands were trembling and my whole body was partially having chills from the hike, but partially clenched up from the shock of what I was reading. I am proud of you.